Perhaps you have noticed a new trend has taken over the advertising section of our news feeds within the past year. And this trend is the subscription box. So the deal is that you, as the customer, invest a certain amount of money up front in order to routinely receive a box that's filled with items that you don't know what it is until you receive it. So this is companies like Pop Sugar with beauty products, Owl Crate with books, or Blue Apron with food and recipes. And they all promise that the value of what you will receive will be at least double what you initially invested. But you have to be willing to go into it knowing that you're going to receive things that are unexpected, and you have to both embrace and be willing to roll with that. So nearly 2 years ago, I, like the rest of the great Delta cohort, subscribed, so to speak, to the fellowship box. And we did that not knowing what would be inside, but trusting that whatever we would find would lead to our development as servants, leaders, and followers of Jesus. Under the confines of our time this morning, I'm not going to unpack all the boxes I've received since September of 2015, but I would like to invite you to unpack the boxes that I have received in the last 4 months. So looking back on my calendar, just hours after our last board presentations in January, I went to my first dentist appointment of 2017. This is the first surprise that I found in my box. I was not expecting to get swept up into a dental malpractice situation and be standing before you today, nearly 20 doctor's appointments or dentist appointments later. Because of this, I had to take quite a bit of sick time and missed a lot of opportunities to teach with Laura in training camp. But I did get to teach with her a few times or otherwise support her when she was teaching. I did also receive the opportunity to work with Becca and Amy. We collaborated to create the new health curriculum, which was really fun. And I got to co-teach 2 of those classes. So overall, what I found in my career services box this go around was ample opportunity to provide behind-the-scenes support for Laura, which I did by locating and organizing data for a lot of different projects, most recently being preparing the appropriate data for the board report, which you also see noted on your handout, if you would pull that out. Secondly, more opportunity for behind-the-scenes assistance came in a box labeled recruitment and internship. I updated and submitted over 100 job board postings for the fellowship, and thereby hitting my goal as stated back in January. And I also designed a new format for our summer internship, but my vision for this was not delivered. My goal was to recruit an intern team of 6 to 8 people, and for each of them, after 2 weeks of initial classes and just becoming acquainted with Cross Purpose, they would each be assigned to a different member of our team. They would work under that person for the duration of their summer, and then when they were done, they would leave stamped with our core values. So this was instead of outsourcing to the Red Shield like we had in years past. I really wanted to be in a cross-purpose centric internship. But I believe that my vision for this did not come to fruition because of a lack of response to recruitment efforts. I sent nearly 200 emails and probably had a 5% response rate. Further, we were also expecting to have, I think, 6 to 10 interns come from InterVarsity, and they had a similar problem where they didn't have enough interest for them to even have an internship team, so we also will not be receiving interns from InterVarsity. So admittedly, the way that this turned out has been disappointing. I also understand that the unexpected happens. Things don't always go the way we think that they're going to go. And although my role these final 2 months is not going to be internship director as I had anticipated or as I had envisioned, instead I gained a greater opportunity to continue providing support to many areas of the organization. And of course, although I'm not directing an internship team, I'm thrilled to have received the opportunity to coordinate an individualized, unique internship for Ruba. And I'm excited to support her throughout her time here, as we'll be meeting weekly for coaching sessions or to debrief things that are happening every day in her weeks while she's here. And then we'll also be going through a shortened identity development with her, and we will together be reading the Emotionally Healthy Spirituality book. Next, in my Urban Encounters box, I found the opportunity to design a mini walkout event that was going to be part of the new revamped ally training. And so Jeff and I successfully facilitated one of these events for 9 new allies. It went really smoothly, and we have all the documentation that will make it really easy for whomever may take that over in the future. And after learning of Jeff's diagnosis, the many other things that I expected to be in this box, or in this case on the calendar, were not to be at this time. Excuse me. Instead, I discovered a newly ignited prayer life and a greater depth of appreciation than what I've ever had before for the good gifts in life that God has given us today. So I'm definitely still unpacking the rest of this box. And then lastly, the most exciting item I received during this trimester was the golden opportunity to serve as the team manager and executive assistant to Jason for our cross-purpose cycling team. With this, I have gotten to manage all the registrations, communications, reimbursements, gear orders, and distribution, and coordinated to get every rider through family gatherings. I planned the team meetings, one of which the director of the Triple Bypass actually joined us for. I collaborated with Kellen we wrote a blurb that's going to be featured in the Triple Bypass Ride newsletter, which will go to thousands of people who will read about our organization. And most recently, I created every individual's fundraising hub and tailored the fundraising toolkit similar to what was given for the walkout. I tailored that to be used for our riders to prepare them to meet their goals. And honestly, I think I was really proud of that in particular because I can just see how my approach to fundraising is light years away from what it was 2 years ago. And I feel fully capable of coaching everybody on our team, some of them who have never fundraised $1 in their life. I feel fully capable of coaching them and doing that because of just the things I've had to learn over the last couple of years. Which is a good thing because our goal is to raise $160,000 this summer to see 8 families all the way through on their journeys to self-sufficiency. So fundraising and then coordinating day of events is what's next on the horizon for that project. So that's what I'll be working on next. And by the way, with 36 registered riders, we have the largest team represented at the Triple Bypass, and there are 4,000 riders there. We'll have the largest team there, which is super exciting. So as I've said before, I definitely found my sweet spot with this position because it lets me use my administrative organizational skills, but I'm also directly interacting with people, and I know that this is ultimately going to go to support the organization as a whole and then ultimately the development of our community. In closing, as you now see, my figurative subscription to the fellowship box has come with a multitude of opportunities, many surprises, a multitude of joys and accomplishments, and also deeper heartache than what I had known before. But I have not always received what I expected. But I know that what I have been given is far more than what I could have anticipated. And so I thank God for this, and I want to thank each of you for being the ones who walked with me as I unpacked all of this in the last 2 years. Thank you.